Hey YouTube, welcome to Dragon's Dojo Gaming. Andrew Sellers here, and I am about to do something rather different for my new video today. Tonight I'm going to be showing you all my Pokemon TCG collection. Now, I don't play the Pokemon TCG. I mean, I did when I ran my shop to help run tournaments at my shop, but for as long as I don't own a bit, for as long as I don't have a shop open, I am primarily a Pokemon collector. Just like most Pokemon fans, I'm a huge fan of the video games. I play them competitively, and once I start streaming videos on Twitch, I'm gonna be recording videos of my competitive Pokemon matches. So be sure to check those out as well. And let's get started with my collection, shall we? So to start off, I have two Kyurem EXs and a GX up on the top right here. This page right here is for both my favorite Pokemon, who you can guess is Kyurem, my favorite Pokemon character, Cynthia, and her ace Garchomp, and pretty much her secondary ace Lucario. She doesn't have a Lucario in the anime, but as many of you know, she has one in the video games. And I think her Lucario was actually her second highest level Pokemon that she had on her team. So yeah, I've got a Kyurem EX, a black Kyurem EX, a white Kyurem GX. Basic versions of them on the bottom part of the page. I have a full art Cynthia supporter card that I've had for a little over half a year, thanks to a really good friend of mine that got me this. Cool sleeve I got with it too. And the Garchomp and Lucario aren't really anything special. They're just there for display and for being there for their trainer. And now I have my own fire page. I've got two Charizard Vs with different artworks, Reshiram and Charizard GX, a Reshiram EX, two basic Reshirams with different arts, a stage 2 common Charizard, a really old foil Arcanine, and a basic Ninetales. I was gonna build a Charizard V deck when I played the Pokemon card game, but I pretty much just decided not to when I temporarily stopped playing the Pokemon card game. But for as long as I'm not playing, I will always collect. And on my left page of the fire cards, I've got a Plasma Rare Volcarona, a Single Strike Flannery supporter, some Fire Energy, Magma Bison, Kindler, a Shiny Ponyta, a Cyndaquil, a Litten, and an SP Elite Force Flareon. It's just a common, but this Flareon does look rather nice. At least in my opinion it is, and it doesn't seem to be all that common. I don't remember which set it's from, but I'm sure it was from some, but I'd imagine it was from somewhere in the Diamond and Pearl series since Flint has it. Next up, at the top of this page, I have a Zekrom EX with a single strike Dialga and a single strike Duraludon VMAX. I have a Giratina, a basic Giratina with a Dragonite GX and a Dragapult V. And I have Fusion Strike versions of Latios and Latios with a really, really old Latios card from 2003 or 2004. Its condition isn't the best, but a friend of mine that came to my shop gave it to me for free. And you can't exactly say no to but no matter what the condition is, you can't exactly say no to such a nice card. Next up, I've got a really old Dratini, 2 copies of a new Dratini, a playset of Full Art Claire Kingdra from Astro Radiance, a Salamence V, a Hydreigon, and a Durudijin. Claire, as some of you that know me really well know, is my favorite gym leader and my favorite character from the Johto games. She was my favorite character, period, at one point, but for 2 months now, Cynthia's switched to being my favorite. I love Claire, don't get me wrong. I like that she's strong and that she takes a little bit to beat in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But I like Cynthia more overall because she's a lot stronger and her attitude's nicer. Well, at least in the video games her attitude's nicer, but she's stronger in all the other adaptations of of Pokemon. A difference I've noticed between Claire in the anime and the video games and the manga is that in the anime she's actually rather nice. In the video games she's kind of a whiny bitch that won't give you her badge unless her grandpa made her. I don't know much about her manga counterpart, but I know that her manga counterpart is a lot more cruel to her gym trainers than in the video games. Like on pictures, I've seen a picture of her stomp on a dude's head and tried motivating him to get stronger or whatever. But yeah, she's a lot more of a bitch in the manga than in the games. Anyways, on to the next page. I've got Sobbles, a Regice, a Manaphy, a Dark Vaporeon, a really old Squirtle card, just a common Gyarados, a common basic Lapras, and commons for Buizel and Floatzel. And on the other page, at the top right here, I've got a foil Suicune and a Snom. This Suicune looks nice, by the way. I have a really old Platinum Leafeon. I've got an Anniversary Rare Snivy, a foil Superior, a foil version of Grottle. Actually, I have 2 commons in the same page with a foil in front of them. I've got a foil Rowlet, a classic Ivysaur, and 2 basic Turtwigs. These classic cards I love very much. And these I really like as well. Like these 4 as well. Next up, I have Japanese versions of Sandshrew and Sandslash. A really old foil Riolu that I've had since I was a kid. Like, I've had this thing since 2008, so this card is almost 15 years old. I've got a shiny Lucario that came from a tin. I've got a Darkrai EX. I have a Drampa V, a classic Armaldo, a basic foil Groudon, a full art Hoothoot, a really old common Bibarel, a Skyless supporter card, a really old Ditto card, an old Heatran card. I have a rather rare Mr. Mime card. This is from the 2014 championships, and there's very few of this card out there in the world. I like this thing. I'm not a fan of Mr. Mime, but I do like this card because of how hard it is to find. And I've got a foil Mew, and with one of my favorite Mewtwo cards. The Mewtwo promo from the VHS tape for Mewtwo Strikes Back. Man, that takes me back. I was so young when I first saw that movie on VHS. Like, I was 4 years old when I started watching the show, and I was 5 when I saw that movie, saw Mewtwo Strikes Back, and Pokemon the Movie 2000, both on VHS. I feel so nostalgic thinking back on that, and it just makes me feel real honored to be a Pokemon fan from getting to watch VHS tapes of really old Pokemon movies from when I was a kid. And these two, as you guys can tell, are not that easy to find. At least not outside Amazon or eBay. I've got a Japanese classic Dodrio, a rare electric Charmander, 2 foil Luxrays, a Fusion Strike version of the Elisa's Sparkle supporter card, and a common Luxio with a Dark Patch, and a Feather Ball. The Charmander one I certainly like a lot. And down here I have a Fusion Strike Energy, both a Genesect EX and a Genesect V, a Galarian Zigzagoon, an Aggron, an Aerodactyl, and a classic Nidoking. The classic Nidoking I like a lot as well. Fun fact about one of the customers that pulled cards for Genesect at my shop. One of my customers that I had bought 10 or so packs, and out of those packs he ended up pulling both this exact Genesect V and a full art Genesect V. And he sold me the base rarity one. I really wanted it off him. But man, I still think it's kind of crazy how he pulled this and a full art Genesect V from some of the same section of packs that he bought. This might not have been much, but from what I've shown off from all these Pokemon pages, that is about it. Oh, and for those of you that watch Twisted Nightmare Gaming, Chase Knight, the vice president of the channel, one time decided to made it top, went undefeated with Zorga at a Vanguard tournament that I held a while back. And then he ended up pulling, and then we didn't have any Vanguard packs in prizing, so I decided to give him some Pokemon packs. And then out of those Pokemon packs, and this was back when Fusion Strike, I think it was called, was the latest set, and he ended up pulling an Umbreon V Max. Full art. And the funny thing about him is that before he opened that pack, he touched that exact same pack before opening it at all and said, "Mine!" And then right after he opened the pack, he pulled the full art Umbreon. It was going for $140 when he pulled it, and now it's going for, and then the last time I checked, it was at least $300. So it's gotta be worth more than when he pulled it still by now. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe for more content. I hope you liked this video, and I promise to bring some more content along the way. Have a good night, everyone.